video for the channel. After this, no more stupid costumes and makeup, no more not getting paid. Be home free.
Oh, hello. Hello! I'm well-renowned writer Stephen Moffat. I've been hired to tell you about MonoSupreme's Halloween special. Spooky, scary, fun for all the family. Bring your wife. I lost my wife. I miss you, Sheila. Come back to me.
God. Yo, what is up guys? It is your boy Ozzy, and today we're going to be looking at the History of Daleks set number, insert number here, set with a Richard Hurndall and a Death Zone Dalek. Now, going into this, I kind of had a feeling we'd get the Hurndall figure at some point. I don't think there were any issues with likeness rights or anything. I think it was just never the right time to release it, but I think given the Season 20 Blu-ray coming out, I think it's timed really well, and the History of Daleks line obviously matched up to it as well, so it was kind of a given we get this figure. So, first of all, let's take a look at the Hurndall figure. So this uses the same basic body which we've had since God knows when, but there isn't any reason to give it any new tooling because it works absolutely fine. I really don't think there's much point talking too much about the costume. The trousers are the same basic grey that's been on like the Three Doctors First Doctor figure. The gloves, they are painted on instead of sculpted, which is just, it just is what it is. I don't really care that much about whether we get sculpted gloves or not, and I think you probably might need to see a doctor if you do. There we go, sorry, we're just struggling to get focus here because my lighting setup isn't great today and it's just losing focus again, but you get the idea. So moving up to the waistcoat, it's a cream with like a darker cream to differentiate like the chain there, and you got the gold buttons and the black cravat, and the coat is casted in a basic black, not painted. Would have liked some gloss on these buttons, not going to lie, I think I would have set it off a little bit more, but that's something I can do in 2 minutes, so I'm not too worried. Goodness me, so there are 5 new head sculpts of me now. Well, I think there's probably 3, but here we go, this is the Richard Hurndall head sculpt, so from what we know, this is the same digital file as the original back in the day, the original you might say, from back in the day, but they lost the mould, so they found the 3D file again and made some new moulds from it. And it is a good likeness for Richard Hurndall. I do really enjoy it. Ooh, let's give him some dynamic lighting. Ooh, Bohemian Rhapsody First Doctor. Wow. Definitely looks like the guy. I do think maybe the paint is a bit exaggerated, like on the eyes and the eyebrows. It's a little bit cartoony for my liking, but it works well. And the hair brushed back really nicely too, much like the wig. And it is pretty much a dead ringer for Hurndall. I think this is one of the best likenesses Character Options has produced. It is really nice, and I'm so happy to finally have this in the collection. After, what, when was this prototyped? 13 years ago or something stupid? It's insane, so I'm very happy to finally have this. So overall, what do I think of the Hurndall? Yeah, it's really good. The only thing I would have liked is a cane accessory, like a walking stick. A bit irritating how we don't have that, but you know, what can you do? So let's look at the other figure in this set, which is the Death Zone Dalek. Now, obviously this is not going to be 100% accurate because it would require an entirely new torso piece for this to be completely accurate, so I don't mind them cutting corners with this thing. It just kind of just is what it is at this point, but let's start at the bottom. Okay, so the base is a double tier base. I don't know whether this is accurate. Future editing Oscar will tell me. They're using this on all of them, so it is what it is. The skirt, okay, so the grey for this thing is miles better than previous Resurrection, Revelation Daleks, whatever you want to call them. So I'm really happy that they finally got this colour right. Okay, the balls are gloss black too, which is what you expect at this point from this kind of Dalek. So moving up, you can see that the gun has been painted black, and it's got the orange tip at the end, which I'm really happy about because it really does set it apart from other Daleks, and it just really works. So the slack section, they've not done like silver mesh or anything, but I think this muted approach does work pretty well for this release, so it all looks good. And kind of frustratingly, the middle doesn't have an oval section, which it is supposed to. but I don't know, there's not really any way I can add an oval to this, but the figure isn't accurate anyway, so I feel like complaining about something like that, it doesn't matter too much. At least it didn't mess up the whole figure or anything. Moving up to the next section, you can see we've got this new piece here, which is like an additional ring, which raises the next section up. It works more here than it does in the Revelation set because it's black. You can't see the lack of texture, but I still would have liked a mesh texture on this thing. But it does work in giving the Dalek additional height and just making it look a little bit more how it does on screen. So on this installment of Oscar Complains About Something About a Toy, yeah, the Eye Stalk. What kind of gives here, because we had a Destiny set released last year, or earlier this year, and it didn't have this issue. It had a new Eye Stalk sculpt. Why not just use the Destiny one? I don't understand, character. Why do you do this to me? Now, the headlights are also a new sculpt. These work really well, and I'm very glad that we actually have some new headlights. I kind of just expected them to just give us some the existing ones and paint them red, but we have some new ones, and yeah, honestly, this figure will do for me. I'm not too bothered about 100% accurate one at this point, so it's cool. It works for what it is. Despite its inaccuracies, I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so here's a quick comparison between this new Five Doctors version and the Toys R Us Resurrection figure. It is leaps and bounds better in terms of colour. It actually resembles what we're seeing on screen. I don't know what they were thinking with the Toys R Us version. It looks stupid, and I'm so glad we have this new colour. But it comes at a cost. We're not getting a Resurrection drone, so we're kind of just stuck with this until Character Options realise that there is a demand for an accurate version of these guys. Please, character, please release a Resurrection drone. I beg you, in this new colour, please. So overall, what do I think of the History of Daleks Collector's set? The Five Doctors one, it is nice. I'm glad we finally got the Herndal, and the Death Zone Dalek is a nice compromise, seeing as we wouldn't get an entirely new sculpt for it, but it works well. Bit annoyed at the lack of an accurate Eye Stalk, because they just made some new ones with the Destiny one, and that would have been fine. I don't know what goes on in their heads, guys. I don't have all the answers. Why do you think I have the answers? Just because I would talk about them on the internet? What? Don't forget, guys, we've got Halloween special coming up on the 31st of October. Obviously on Halloween, we put a lot of work into it, so I would appreciate you guys checking it out. Yeah, it's a fun time. Stephen Moffat and Matt Smith's last appearance in our comedy sketches. It's kind of like a big finale for them, so I hope you guys check it out. And yeah, have a good day.